In this video, I will be talking about my Sony street photography kit. I will show you the exact lenses, cameras, accessories that I'm using for all of my street photography. As with all of these gear videos, let me be very clear that this is in no way sponsored or affiliated with Sony. Everything I own, I have purchased with my own money, and I am not in the business of selling you gear. So just because I use it, please don't think that you have to use it. This is me sharing my experience. So if you are curious, or maybe you're looking for an opinion on a particular gear or what someone else uses, then this video is for you. Let's start with cameras, and my main camera is the Sony a7R5. I can't show it to you or hold it in my hands because it's here filming me. There are two primary reasons for me picking this camera. The first being the 60 megapixel sensor. This allows me to get more resolution, therefore crop later if I need to. And this will in turn, as you will see, allow me to use different lenses or fewer lenses and achieve tighter crops if I need to. Also, the screen is fantastic, so you can flip out to the side like it is right now, but it actually articulates like a normal screen and keeps the footprint overall low. Big, bright viewfinder, joystick, and you can customize it however you want. So you can have one button that does slow motion, one button that will increase the shutter speed. It really is an almost infinite number of ways you can set it up for your needs. With that said, it is quite a bulky camera, and for some people it might be a little bit too big. So if you want that performance but in a smaller body, then I suggest having a look at the A7CR. Now, I own both because I travel a lot and I need a backup, so this acts as a backup for that. However, this is the same image quality, the same autofocus performance, pretty much the same everything apart from a few pro level features like dual SD cards, etc. And for many people, this would actually be a better choice than that due to the size and the weight. When shooting in the city, I have often been stopped by security guards if shooting in more private areas, asking me about a professional camera such as this, but I've never had it happen with this little one right here. So if you want compactness, value for money, and lightweight, go for the A7CR, or if you want all the features, all the bells and whistles, go for the A7R5. The main thing to remember is the performance is the same, the image quality is the same, and the autofocus and the features that you get will pretty much be the same. Well, they definitely will be the same. Moving on to lenses, and there are two setups depending on what you prefer. Now, if it's up to me, I would be using the 24-50 f2.8 as my primary lens. I've covered this lens many times on this channel. Effectively, it's a 24-50 zoom lens, but it's reversed, which means that when it's compact like this, it's 50 millimeters. And if you want to extend the barrel like so, it then zooms out to 24 millimeters. The best way to put it is it's a 50 millimeter prime that can zoom out if you need it to. So if you mostly shoot around 50 millimeters, then this is perfect. Obviously, if you prefer 24 or wider lenses, then this might be a bit more tricky for you to use. Between 35 and 50, the extension is very minimal, so that's also good, with most of that extension happening between 35 and 24. Other features, you get a custom button right here. I have it set to manual focus hold, so when I press it, I can use my finger to adjust the manual focus, which is great for reflections, abstract photos, and those types of scenarios where even the world's best autofocus will get confused. This stays on my camera 99% of the time, especially if it's the bigger one, the A7R5, because that's the only street photography lens that I would ever need. And I can always use the APS-C crop mode on these cameras to punch into 70 millimeters if I need to go a little bit closer. Now let's look at filters whilst it's here. I use earth magnetic filters, and I only use two types of filters. The first one is an ND8, and I will use an ND if I want to shoot at slower shutter speeds during the day for motion blur. And I also have a polarizer, a CPL, and that is great for water, reflections, glare, so comes in very useful in cities. And with the Earth kit, what's good is it's also included, it also comes with a lens cap. So you can use that magnetically, stays on, does the job really well, really happy with it. The next lens that comes with me is the 90mm f2.8. So this will stay in the sling and I will only use it if I need to punch in and get specific details. In terms of the overall percentage, I use this lens maybe 2% of the time compared to the 24-50. However, those 2% where this is used are really necessary because, for example, I want to get some compression, maybe I want to get something that's so far away that I physically can't get to, and overall it just adds a bit more to the image. 90mm, and obviously using crop mode you get 135mm. So between these two lenses right here, so just remove the filters because it makes it look a little bit bigger than it is. So between these two lenses, I'm covered between 24 and 90mm at f2.8 or 135mm if you use the camera in APS-C mode. I would say though that not everyone likes zoom lenses, and while the 24-50 is good, it's still a zoom lens. So for that, I have a couple primes, 24 and 40mm f2.5, f2.4. These are the Sony pancake lenses. They are very small, they're very light, very discreet. They come with all the features that you'd expect, such as the custom button and the aperture ring, so that's very good. And when mounted on the smaller body, it creates for a system that's smaller than a bunch of APS-C cameras. Is the image quality good? It's absolutely fine. Again, I am not an image quality snob, so I don't pixel peep, I don't particularly care about it. As a matter of fact, when I edit my images, I edit all the sharpness out of them. For you, it might be different, but you know, it's still perfectly good. I don't think of anyone, I can't think of anyone who will complain about image quality unless you're, I don't know, cropping to 1000% and shooting ad campaigns, I don't know. 24 is your wide angle lens, establishing shots, street photography, tight markets. 40mm is going to be your day-to-day lens, and obviously the 90 will still come along for those tighter shots. So you have two potential kits here. You have one with a zoom and a larger body, or you have a smaller body with two primes. Now, I am just giving this to you so you have options, so you could see how kind of I would set it up. For most of the time, it's the A7R5 with the 24-50 with the 90 in the little sling. The first accessory is the memory cards in the cameras. So on the A7CR, I just use a V90 card, and on the A7R, I use the CF Express cards. Memory cards are really worth their weight in gold, especially when dealing with large files. There is nothing more annoying than having a camera that you can't use because it's buffering, or spending ages transferring your files over. Buy a good memory card once, leave it in the camera, and use a Thunderbolt cable, which is right here, to transfer it from your camera to your laptop or iPad or phone or whatever. That will give you the quickest transfer speed. It also means you're not always taking your memory card in and out, so buy one good one, leave it in the camera, and that is it. Another accessory that's essential is, of course, a spare battery, but if that runs out, I always go out with, it's here, a little Anker USB-C charger. This comes out, I think it's called Anker Nano. They keep changing the names and new models always come out, but this is invaluable. The next piece of accessory is a strap. So there are two straps. Let's bring them out here. So you've got a Peak Design cuff. You've seen them before, I'm sure. And you've got a rope, just a generic rope strap with some Peak Design anchors attached to the end. This was just handmade by a small UK company, but you know, this stuff you can get it everywhere. It's not particularly unique. So why do I have both? If I want to focus on photography, I use a wrist strap. That way the camera is always in my hand, and when the camera is in my hand, I am in photography mode. If I am just going for a casual walk and I don't particularly want to focus on photography, or maybe I am with my missus, with my family, with my friends, that's when I use a neck strap, or in this case a shoulder strap, and just have the camera dangling to the side. I often find that if the camera is dangling to the side, mentally, I am very much in a relaxed mode, and if I see something, I'll take a picture. If the camera's in my hand with a wrist strap, I am very much in a, I'm looking for photos, I'm not really having a conversation, I am in work mode, so to speak. So that's why I have both. Obviously a little lens cleaning kit is always required. And this last accessory, it's not photography related. However, if you've seen my Instagram page or any of that, you'd see that I'll do a lot of these kind of static videos. And for that, I have this tiny little Sony mic. It's absolutely small, connects via the hot shoe and basically gets good audio. So if it's really windy or if something is going on where I need to get the best audio, I will just plug this in and get a static shot of whatever scene with good audio. And that is really it. Can't put it back on now. The only thing I missed out or didn't cover is bags, because the more different brands of bags I've tried, the more I've realized that you can't just recommend one bag, because it's just everyone's got different preferences and bags all do the same job, give or take. So what will work for me might not work for you. Same could be said for everything I've mentioned in this video, but I just find that with bags, they're extra sensitive to just, you know, how people use them or what you carry. But for those who are interested, if I'm going out with the zoom lens, the 24-50, that would be on a neck strap, and in the sling, or the sling itself would be this little 6 liter. So if the camera is on me, then the 6 liter sling comes along, because everything else, including the 90mm or one of the pancake lenses, will happily fit in there. If, however, maybe I am commuting or I'm going for a dodgy area, or I just want to have the possibility to put the entire camera in the bag, that's where the 10 liter camera sling comes in. These are the Bellway slings, they do the job for me. I also have Peak Design slings, I also have some generic Japanese brand slings. Wait, let me put it down. So I have a bunch of different bags, and I found that for one particular trip, this bag does a good job, whereas for this, another bag does another job. So yeah, it's one of those. I would say don't aim to have one bag that does everything, because at least in my experience, that's just not really a thing, at least for me. But anyway, that is it. So for some of you, this might be excessive. For some of you, this might be very minimal, personal preference. So let me know in the comments what you think, if you have any questions. Yeah, so there's not much more I can talk about gear. It's just gear, isn't it? So yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. I'll speak to you in the comments at some point, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. At this point, I want to quickly thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I've been a paying customer way before they supported the channel, and have now been using their services for over 5 years. Squarespace is at the center of my online presence, and it's what drives my blog, portfolio, store, and newsletter. I appreciate the simplicity of managing everything from a single app, because it saves me time and gives me peace of mind knowing that I can make changes or deal with issues from my phone. If you have a business, a side hustle, or simply want your own little corner of the internet to host your photography or build something big, Squarespace offers all the tools you need across all devices. If you want to learn more, get a free trial and then 10% off your first purchase, use the link in the description or enter code RomanFox at checkout. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring, and thank you for watching.